Hello everybody, welcome to my first episode of ADDventures. And today we're going to be talking about my new obsession, and you guessed it, it is plants. Because I'm so obsessed with gardening, I have petal points at my local nursery. I cashed those petal points in and I applied them to my gardenia plant. Meet my gardenia. And here's the thing. I can't stop thinking about this other plant, and I don't know if it's like a typical ADHD impulse buy or if I could even nurse that sucker back to life, because upon purchasing this gardenia, which gardenia is my favorite scent for those of you that don't know, yes, I did buy Kim Kardashian's crystal perfume because it had gardenia scent inside of it. I won't judge the name of it. Actually, I like Kim Kardashian, let's be honest. I have a YouTube video about her, whatever. So I love the scent of gardenia, and when I saw that they had gardenia plants at that nursery, I couldn't stop thinking about it, but it was $50. So I went back, saw that, I asked if they had a smaller one, and they had smaller gardenias for $15, but I had my petal points, right? Okay, so that's beside the point. I am obsessed with plants of all plants, and okay, let me just go show you my garden. If I could get the door unlocked. Hope you're staying inside. I'm not a Grinch. I've let her outside with me all day, and lately she's not been wanting to come back inside, so it's been a whole ordeal letting the dog outside, and yes, I look fabulously terrible. So here's the beginning of the mess. This is our hibiscus plant, which me and my sisters have been obsessed with hibiscus. And then it drops seeds, if you could see, like along the edges of each of these. Those little seed pods, oh my God. These little seed pods open up and seeds fall out. I wonder if there's seeds inside this one. So there's no seeds inside this one. I was sitting there staring at it because it was like nothing was happening to it in the beginning of summer. And I was like, oh my gosh, those are where the seeds come out. Like, you know, they stay cold for the winter and then they open up, or they don't even open up. Some of them do, and then they drop, and then I mow over them, or my sister does. And then these little podlings have seeds. So I was like, oh my gosh, like me and my sisters have been obsessed with hibiscus for so long. We just like the word hibiscus, viscosity, Vesuvius, you know, words like that just make us laugh. So we were like, my sister was annoyed at this plant for the longest time and wanted to get rid of it. And then we realized it was a hibiscus plant, and we were like, well, we can't get rid of it now. And now we're obsessed with it, and we think it's so cute, and it has these beautiful blooms when the time is right. So I decided to plant those little bad boys inside of these. So that's like a lot, right? And then I got those for free at Lowe's because everybody's trash is someone else's treasure. And I was the weirdo that like, are you guys gonna throw those away? And then they let me have it, and I was walking out with free, basically potters, like starting potters. Obviously they're potters, plants, pots, whatever. And so I need a bunch of them because I still have more seeds I need to plant. Okay, next, moving on. So let's go over here to my other area. So here are some more seeds that have been planted, some empty ones, but this is more hibiscus. I basically gathered like 50 seeds from that hibiscus plant. These are gonna be more marigolds because they're really good at keeping pests away. These are asters, nasturtiums, zinnias, and lavender. And there's a whole story about lavender. I'm not even going to bore you with it. I have not forgotten about my gardenia story that I'm going to continue on. But here is the last but not least area of my garden. This is the garden. It's been expanded. I've planted tomatoes and sweet potatoes. And here are marigolds to protect against pests. There's strawberries in the raised beds, and peppers and squash, zucchini, and all sorts of crazy things. And then let's go over here. There's my compost pile. I'm way too into it, so you could judge all you want. Here is the contraption I've used to protect the peach tree that I'm not sure if it's dying or not, and it makes me sad because it might be my soil, because there's a lot to soil that I didn't realize, but it is very clay-like and gets really hard, and I can see why people made mud huts out of it because it becomes a brick. Like, it becomes so freaking hot, it's ridiculous. But let's go over to my apple trees. Over there is a Granny Smith apple tree. It doesn't have flowers yet, so I don't think it'll make any fruit this year. But here is the exciting apple tree that I got from the nursery. And there's little baby apples, if you can't see. One thing about this tree, after I got the Granny Smith apple tree, we had a different apple tree, got eaten by deer because they suck. And the apple tree, then I didn't realize that apple trees, and my sister got it, my older sister got the apple tree for me. This one, it was like a Snow Crisp or a Snow Sweet. And it got like kind of massacred by a deer because it was out in the yard for a few days before we put it in the ground. And we went to go look at it, and a deer had gotten to it. So we went to go get another tree. We found out that we need 2 apple trees for them to have like siblings. I think they help each other get germinated. I don't know. Blueberries are the same way, I've learned. Gosh, plants are so particular. So we planted that apple tree because we felt bad for it, but we got 2 more apple trees just in case that one didn't make it, and it didn't. It's sad. Of course, I was super sad about it because I basically personify everything to be a human, and I feel like it had feelings, and it probably did. And now I'm talking about its dead body behind me with its siblings here, my like sibling apple trees. But when I went back to get another plant, realizing that I should probably get 3, I went back to get this apple tree. And the guy was like, oh, wow, no wonder this one was so expensive. I didn't realize this or else I would have told you. But this one is grafted with 4 different types of apples on it. Aren't my nails so lovely? But there's 4 different types of apples on that tree. That one's Granny Smith, Red Delicious, Yellow Delicious, and some type of apple. I don't remember the name of it. Ravenstein. It's a Gravenstein apple. Very German, yeah? And then last but not least, let's go look at something that got planted after the apple tree met its demise. This is a fig tree, yay! It's super cute. I just put this little chicken wire around it to protect it. I need to like fix all of this because it looks like a hot mess. But anyways, those are my apple trees, fig trees, and peach tree. If anybody knows how to save a peach tree, let me know. Speaking of saving trees, let's go back to talking about my gardenia. I cannot stop thinking about this dang gardenia plant that I saw at Lowe's that basically is in the back section of like the plant graveyard where plants basically go to die because it's like a mass machine and people aren't really focusing on like taking care of each of those plants. Put them out there at Lowe's. If they don't get bought, the rain comes and goes. They're not like particularly caring for each varietal of plant and species of plant. So they just shove it back there. And I had been looking for a gardenia for a long time. I would never see that except at that one nursery, but I didn't want to spend $50. So I went back there and I got it for $14 with $5 petal points, $10 gardenia sold. And then I go to Lowe's the other day to get more soil and to see if they have like trash that I can take, AKA free like potting devices and containers. I found that dead gardenia plant and I'm like, am I insane to go there and buy it and walk out with a dead gardenia plant? Because one thing I've learned upon buying a gardenia is they are the most particular mother effers in the plant kingdom. Like they are so specific, and I don't live in an area of the world that is easily like pro gardenia, easy growth. I live in zone 6A. Apparently I've learned there's zones, by the way. I live in the Midwest in Missouri. We have hard winters sometimes, especially like, you know, we do have really hard winters. Some of them are not that hard, but should I go get the gardenia plant? I think I'm going to go get the gardenia plant and be that weirdo that walks out with it. I'm going to go get you a sister. Before I go, I just want to say one last thing. I just definitely am worried that I'm like, what am I doing? Because these are really finicky plants. And if it's already dying, how do I think I'm going to bring it back to life if I don't know how to take care of the one that's already alive? Jeez. Let's go see if the gardenia is even there. What if they've thrown it away? It was literally at death's door. I don't know what kind of lunatic I'm being by trying to see if I can help this plant come back to life, because basically they need I think they need acidic soil. I don't even remember. I think I need to get peat soil or peat. I don't even know. I forget all the words. I need to make sure like it's like kept at a certain temperature during the day, and at night it needs to go down to 65 degrees. What? Although I did hear that I have issues with sleep, and I heard that sleeping in cold rooms helps you get better sleep. So part of me is like, well, maybe this gardenia will help me. But I mean, let's be honest, like getting anything to think that it'll help you change, it's not the best mode of operandi. Like, don't get a dog to help you be more active, because you're just probably going to torment the dog and bore it to death by not taking it on walks. But it also needs to have a certain amount of light, not direct light. I don't have the best light in my bedroom, which is where I want the plant. And then it needs to be around humidity, so you might need to get a humidifier. And then they're also really prone to pests, but I'm not going to plant mine outside because I don't live in a climate that it should be outside. The one question I have about gardenias is, can you put them outside in the summertime and then have them indoors in the wintertime, or should you not make them outdoor plants? And apparently gardenias are really, really susceptible to disease. There's also certain like settings they need to have to make sure that they bloom, which is the whole point. I want a gardenia, but apparently the work is worth it because they smell so dang good. It literally is like the best scent of a flower I have yet to experience, because I make sure I stop and smell the flowers. So stop and smell the roses. Is it roses is the phrase? Stop and smell the flowers. I try to make sure I stop and smell all flowers. I'm that weirdo. So let's go see if my little baby gardenia is there. I really want to get these for hedges and to have like privacy perimeter planting, but they're like $50 a piece and I can't afford them. Well, the big ones are $50 a piece if I wanted to immediately have like some privacy, because I have like a part of my fence that I want it to be a little more closed. But gosh, plants can be really expensive. Gardening can be expensive. I want them all. Let's go see if my gardenia is there. I'm kind of scared and nervous. So far, I'm literally not seeing it. I think it's gone. It was here yesterday. I think it was right here. I can't help but be really sad. I could have saved. Maybe I would have given it a better life. Maybe I would have extended its life for like a week, 2 weeks, a month. I think it's gone. Okay, so sadly, my gardenia is officially gone, but I did find 2 raspberry plants that don't look horrible, and they're... Oh, there's a bee. Not that I don't like bees. It's behind me. It's somewhere close. It's gone. So I found them. They were up here, right here, tucked away. I found a mulberry plant, but I don't know. I'm not like mulberry crazy, but I do love raspberries. And there's these 2 raspberries right here. Maybe I will just have made out with $7 raspberry bushes. They look gnarly though. They're really thorny. Here, let me show you. See all those thorns and stuff like that? God, that looks crazy. But they still look like they have some life in them. What I need to do is learn if they grow in my area, learn if I need to, learn to see what kind of soil they need, and if there's an area in my house that I could even plant them, and are they perennials, meaning do they come back year after year? Obviously they are. I would imagine raspberry bushes are, because some obviously edible foods like carrots aren't, but this is when I have a problem, because now I'm going to try to figure out if I could get this great plant. I just feel bad that they're in this like discount pile and they're going to go like be murdered, and I want to save them all. Good thing plants come with these little instructions. And looks, cold hardiness, -20 to -30. No hardy and not hardy in zones 1 and 3. I'm in zone 6, so I think we're going to go ahead and get them because I'm crazy. And I don't even know if you need to, but I'm going to go ahead and get 2. They've been like a staple in my family for holidays and stuff like that. Raspberries have been like in like our fruit trays and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys. We didn't get the gardenia, but they're a finicky plant anyway, so whatever. You live, you learn. You wait, you lose, you know? Gave the grape bush or the grape plant one last look, and it's self-pollinating. And so is the raspberry. It doesn't need a pollinator. So like, look at this little guy. Like he's still got life in him. Should I get him? But I have too many freaking plants at this house. Like, how many plants can one need? There's so much that goes into pruning and caring for each plant. There's a lot to learn, but like, how cool would that be if I had like all my own fruits and vegetables, and I didn't need to worry about the economy and the cost of things going up to take care of myself. So I think I might obsessive compulsively, impulse, lack of control buy these plants, and if they die, at least they died with me than not having a chance here, because they're not going to have a chance here. I'm actually curious what they do to the plants, because God knows this gardenia totally didn't make it and got like thrown away, I'm sure. Makes me so sad. Should I get the mulberry plant? Where is that guy? It's this one. I could tell it was a fruit plant right away. Mulberry. $7 too. He looks good. I wonder why he's out here. Well, he's dying up top, so I guess they don't really, places like Lowe's sell dying plants, even if they're dying to a certain degree. But man, I just found 2 raspberry plants for $14 and a grape plant for $7. So we're gonna get these with my lack of control, because obviously I don't really necessarily have the money or the time to take care of any more things and to buy any more things, but I don't care. That's why this is our ADDventures, because this is like the reality of who I am. Lack of self-control. We're talking lack of self-control. I'm gonna get out of here because I got some things to do. They're ready to go home to their new home, and I did ask what happens to plants whenever they're in the plant graveyard and they get thrown away. Wow, like look at how like not at death's door. I mean, there's a little bit of brown like right there, so be it. And then like that guy is just like, yay. I feel like I saved some lives today, one plant at a time. I got the 2 raspberry plants. I did not get the other 2 mulberries. God bless their soul, and I pray somebody goes get them. Wow, that's okay. And then I got the grapes. But anyways, I'm gonna head home. I went in for a gardenia plant. It got taken away, and it's sad to think that it got thrown away, but the chances of me bringing it back to life are probably 0 to nil. Like, I'm already worried I'm gonna kill the living one that I have now, much less nursing a dying gardenia back to life. Might have been more than I could chew, more than I bite off more than I can chew. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed my random video about freaking plants. This is my life, guys. It's next level. It's next level crazy. Like, I officially am obsessed with plants. Like, I go on little mini adventures to get plants and to get soil and to get things regarding to plants all the time. So I hope you enjoyed my mini adventure. This is the other stuff I wanted to talk about aside from just ADHD and mental health. Things that help your mental health. Gardening! It's also very physically laborious, especially when you're planting and starting the garden out. If it's in the backyard, it's very physically intense. So I hope you enjoyed this video of my adventures. If you like this video, definitely give it one big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to click the gray bell to be notified the moment I upload another adventure. And I will see you next time. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Also, leave in the comments any tips and tricks you know about planting, gardening, and anything you're obsessed with. I love gardening, and obviously I'm obsessed with other things too, so who knows what's to come. But share your thoughts in the comments below on what you think of this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.